from Japan, because he was stationed over there, R32 GTR, Skyline GTR.
Yeah, like the older ones.
Yeah, like a 1992, I think, or a 90. And he let me drive it, and I didn't have like any experience driving stick, but like I was where you're sitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was shifting my left hand. It was so smooth.
It was so weird though.
It was weird. It was
weird when you're like this.
Yeah, I was like, I barely even know how to drive stick. So, but it was when he drove it, it was like it was awesome.
Magic.
Yeah.
So I used to have a twin turbo RX-7.
Oh, nice.
And in 1993, which was the first.
Power.
I know. And that car. It's. I always tell people that car. It was terrible. The cooling system was awful. It smelled like gas. It was uncomfortable. It was cramped, and it broke down basically every week. And if I could have another one, I would have it. I mean, that car was
you had a 93?
fantastic. Yeah, I had a 93.
Was that the FD one that from Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had it on black with tan interiors.
Nice.
And I had the touring one, so I had some roof.
Okay.
I dropped it a little. The car, the car was fun. The thing about the car is the way it sounded. I mean, it because when the car's so long story short, I bought it at an auction with the blown engine.
Okay.
So since we were gonna get, I've never worked rotary engines, but in Puerto Rico, rotaries are a thing. I mean, you check out right now all the world records for rotary engines, and most of them are from Puerto Rico. It's something I will never be able to explain, but we like them.
You just love rotaries.
We like them. We like them. And so I bought it with a blown engine, brought it to Puerto Rico. Never worked on a rotary before, and it's the simplest engine in the world. I mean, it's basically two housings with rotors, which are basically triangles. You have a centric, and the rotors basically rotate on that centric.
Right.
And it's like this big. And
so was yours a two-rotor turbo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That car is a 13B. I mean, it's 13B, which is the two-rotor turbo. Yeah. And so we went, since we had to basically redo the engine, we went in, we ported the exhaust and I don't know how to say it in English. Emisión y escape. Basically, we ported the engine.
Okay.
And there's not much that you can do inside those engines other than make basically the holes where they get the gas and the air bigger, and just put a lot of gas, which is what you have to do on those cars. And the car on idle, it was a beautiful noise because it had kind of like a little stumble, like a little ba 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 ba.
Yeah, okay, I've seen that. I've heard that in the videos.
I'll be going like I grew up in the mountains, and I'll be going down the mountains, and the car was like ba 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 ba. Oh God, it was a race car.
Nice. And what it didn't rev out like 9,000?
9,000.
Really high.
9,000. Yeah. And it was wild. I mean, that car. The only problem with the car is the turbo system. So it has most other companies, and if I'm boring you, please let me know.
No, this is great.
But most twin turbo cars, what they do is they start both turbos at the same time,
or one first to feed the bigger one or something.
Yeah, but usually you feel both turbos. I mean, how can I explain it? Usually those cars that are twin turbo like that, for example the Supras. Both turbos run. It's just the bigger one. It takes a little while to actually spool up, but you still feel it. The problem with the RX-7 is that when you are in lower RPMs, it's basically a sequential turbo system. So the second turbo will spool based on RPMs.
Okay.
So you will drive it, and when the car hits, for example, in second gear, when the car hits 4,500 RPMs, boom, the second turbo kicks in. Exactly. And before that you're with a single turbo.
Okay.
That car is slow as shit. Like, anything below 4,000 RPMs. So for you to actually raise that car, and I mean, once it hits the second turbo, you're flying. I mean, but before you hit that second turbo, dude, you are in your grandma's Prius. I mean, that shit is crazy slow. And then we did all this porting and stuff. So I mean, that was the only flaw with that car. Plus, when that second turbo hit, since the car is light, if you are not well planted, the car is gonna just lose it a little.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic car. I mean, at some point I would love to have another one. it's timeless. It looks.
Oh,
it always
yeah.
looks good.
Right.
You know. But they only made it 3 years. At least they made it more. But here in the U.S. it's only 93, 94, 95.
Yeah.
So we'll see. At some point in my life, I'll have another one.
Right. Yeah, I was looking at a RX-8 for a little bit, but I know they don't have the 13B, right? Don't they have something different?
20B, I think they call it something crazy. Crappy engine.
Yeah, it's not turbo.
It's not turbo. It's not worth it. The car, the chassis, I drove one.
Mm-hmm.
I drove one in SCCA, which was good. And the car actually behaved really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it was slow. Slow in torque.
Yeah.
You had to keep those RPMs
Up all the
very,
time.
very high up there. It is a Mazda. The RX-8 was a complete departure from the RX-7. I mean, nothing on that car was like the RX-7.
It didn't have like rear doors.
Yeah, it had like
all
four,
this
like
weird
you open
stuff.
like this. Nothing in that car was like the RX-7. The concept was not the same. They were not targeting the same people. Definitely not.
Yeah.
So why were you in the Hennessy tuning school, just to learn?
Yeah, I was going to the tuner school, and I was hoping to come back up here and get a job at like one of the performance shops.
Yeah.
But it never worked out. So I started working at a Ford dealership right across the Springfield Mall.
Okay. Yeah.
I did that for a year, and then it just never worked out. So I was like, well, I mean, I can still work on my own cars. And, I'm trying to get Honda for this.
Oh yeah.
And then an exhaust because there's this rev hang with these. So when you try to shift in the second, when you're like going all the way to 8,000, it locks you out.
Really?
And then you can go in. It's really annoying. And
Why is that? Just to protect the engine?
protect the engine, or for people who are beginners to SIs or something. And because I put 93 in it because that's what the manual says. And I bought it from the dealership like, oh yeah, we're gonna put 87 in. I'm like, well, the manual says 93.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the K20 hybrid motor. So yeah, I hope once I think the Honda you can remove.
Exactly.
It's like the K20 hybrid motor. So yeah, I hope once I think the Honda you can remove the rev hang, so you can like shift really fast when you want to do. Because I also have a Miata. That's I learned stick on that. I have a '92 Miata.
Oh man, you have a good one too.
Yeah.
Have you ever done SCCA or any type of racing?
No, I looked into some of that, but
you should. Those cars are like magic. Like they're momentum cars. I mean, they're not the type of car that you want. If you are in a, for example, if you go to, so when I was doing SCCA, I raced Summit Point, I raced VIR, I raced all these trucks around here.
Okay.
If you go to a very technical short track, you're killing your Miata. I mean, because Miata is all about momentum, and the chassis is so good that lets you do things, amazing things.
Oh yeah.
If you are in like a VIR type, which is more like a speed, oh, you're screwed. I mean,
you're getting passed all the
time.
Oh
god, yeah. I mean, unless you're racing on Miatas.
Right.
I mean, but if not, But yeah, if you're in a very technical type track with a lot of like I was saying, with not so much, not so fast. Miatas are hard to man.
Yeah, and I also had a 1989 Lincoln Town Car with like this old V8, and when I was at the Ford shop, we cut the exhaust off, like the cat's out as well. We straight piped it.
Huh.
It was just like really loud. It was still slow as balls. But it was just you ride around town. It's so comfy because the seats are like couch seats almost.
Yeah.
And you just cruise around and you tap the gas. It's like vroom vroom. Oh, that was fun. I even got it like to shoot flames, and I got it on video.
Oh, really?
Like just barely.
Yeah. So my RX-7 was like that. So my RX-7, because RX-7s are known. So I'm sure you know how the rotary engine works. So, but basically it's a triangle. In every side of the triangle, you have an apex seal.
Okay.
If you run those cars too lean, those apex seals, they have and the car runs and you drive the car. Those apex seals, they actually get loose and they get out and they destroy your engine.
Oh,
so
right.
you have to race those cars. I mean, you have to drive those cars very, very rich.
Gotcha.
Which means that if you're cruising or you're going downhill,
yeah,
and let's say you put it in second gear and you floor it, all that excess gas has to go somewhere.
Right.
Dude, and it actually,
exhaust.
oh yeah, oh yeah, and it will be like big, like balls of fire. I think it's here.
No, it ain't me. Yeah, this was.
Yeah, it's like basically like, it was awesome.
Because there's an oil squirter in the rotor engine too, right, to lubricate the apex seals. Because don't you have to keep adding oil?
Yeah, I don't even know, to be honest.
Or is there like because I've heard of like pre-mixing on the RX-7s where like you mix in a little bit of oil.
I don't even know, to be honest.
Because that's what I heard when I was looking it up.
So, it's a good point. I gotta check them out. Yeah, but I had those. You know what else I had that was really fun? I had two. Well, one was an Eclipse. The other one was a Eagle Talon.
Okay.
4G63 engines.
Oh, is it from the Mitsubishi?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's the Mitsubishi Eclipse and the Eagle Talon. The Eagle Talon to this day is the fastest car I've ever owned. But it was because I dropped serious money on that car.
Yeah.
And it was all-wheel drive. I mean, I had a standalone system at the time, and I'm gonna age myself here, but at the time the thing was AEM plug and play.
Okay.
That was the standalone system that everybody was using. So I had one for the car. At the time, the turbo was the GT 3076R, which was running on ball bearings. That's what I had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, old stuff. I mean, I'm not even sure how technology looks now. I'm sure they have turbos that run on like air or something, but
yeah. I think they're trying to work on like electric turbos. That might be the future, but yeah.
So I had that. We opened the engine. And this is where I screwed up this car. So I opened the engine and I changed valves, springs, retainers. I